Welcome back everyone to Tarantula Exotics, and today we're making another stop at Got Reptiles. We're gonna record this just like we did last video. This is actually only the day after that last video was recorded, even though you are seeing it a week later because of the new scheduling system I have. But this is really cool, really excited to see this. We're gonna take a little trip down there, see what he got in. It looks like he has a bunch of them in. He sent me some pictures. I cannot wait to see what we have available, and we'll probably be spending a little bit more of our store credit on some more Tarantula editions. So stay tuned. All right, we have just arrived at Got Reptiles. We are here now. I'm gonna flip the camera over so you guys can see the storefront, talk a little bit more before we go in, and let's check out what he has in store for us and see if we can't spend some of our store credit on some beautiful new additions. So here's storefront, Got Reptiles right there in Calgary. This is in the south of Calgary. If you're in the area, or if you're in the Calgary area, please stop by and say hi to Steve for me. Awesome guy out here and just super cool. But yeah, we're gonna go inside here, check out some tarantulas. Obviously, I just traded my snakes in just yesterday, but since you're seeing this video a week later, we'll call it a week ago, but you get the idea. And yeah, so we're gonna go in there, check out what he has in store, and see if we can't walk away with a few new additions. So with that in mind, here we go. All right guys, we just left Got Reptiles, and I do want to show off two new additions I got. We didn't do any more than two today, even though there were a lot more I would have liked to have taken. And I guess before we get into anything, I probably already did a voiceover on this, but if I didn't, just in case, obviously the containers they were in were very subpar as far as care standards go. I did talk to Steve off camera about that, and we're gonna fix things eventually. The problem is, we need to find out what each of them are first. So the person who dropped them off, they dropped off, I think there's about 55 different tarantulas there, all in the different houses and cups and everything. And so he dropped them off. He's unfortunately unable to care for them because he's traveling a lot for work, which is totally fair. You know, I never want to say anything bad about someone just because, you know, they're working too much, and I get it in a time like this. But at the same time, obviously the housing standard of them was subpar, but the person is coming back in tomorrow to Got Reptiles, and he's going to identify the remaining tarantulas there. I picked up two I was fairly confident I could identify, and worst case, there are extras of these guys at the store. So if he comes in and says there's something else, then, you know, at least we know what they are because we have a backup one at the store that he can then reference. So the first one I picked up is this guy. Oh, let me just flip it around here. This guy right in here, which I am 99.9% certain that is a Harpactira pulchripes. So that was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick up. It's one I've always wanted. Now that I have one, I'm very happy. And then the second one I picked up, this is gonna be a lot harder to see because it's so tiny. I'm just trying to find it in the file here. Of course, it's right underneath. And so I don't know if you guys can even see that. He is right underneath there. Hopefully you guys could see. Probably hard to see by that angle. If he comes out again, I'll get a better shot, and obviously when I rehouse him, I'll get a better shot. I'm fairly certain that's the Hapalopus species Columbia, most likely the Columbia large. It does already have some coloration showing, even though it's only about maybe a quarter of an inch, if like probably even less than that. So yeah, but he also had two more of those at stores, so I'll find out what he calls them tomorrow when he comes by to identify them all that he dropped off. But let's go back home and let's start the rehousing process on these two beautiful new additions. All right guys, we're back home and we're ready to rehouse these guys. I have made a decision on the Hapalopus species Columbia. At least that's what I'm thinking it is right now. I'll take a quick video of it here real quick, just so you guys can see a close-up of it. But the decision I've made is actually that I don't think I'm going to be rehousing this guy. He's too small for anything I might have. So let's take a quick look at him and see if we can get a good shot now that we're in the house. So he's right there. And there he is. So quite small. I think this vial, although it could use a little bit of substrate, which I'll kind of change later on, is actually doing pretty well in here. He looks actually pretty well magnified because of the camera on this phone. But yeah, we're going to leave him in here for now. Again, based on this coloration, I'm leaning toward Hapalopus species Columbia large. But if you have another guess, please let me know in the comments down below what you think this one could be. Now that we've got that guy out of the way, so that guy we're not going to touch today. In fact, we're going to put him away right now. And since he's all safe and sound, we're actually going to move on to the main addition here, and that is the Heartbacteria pulchripes. There is a molt in this enclosure, so hopefully you guys can see that. I do plan on taking that out and trying to determine its gender, but we'll see if it's usable or how recent the molt was, and go from there. So we're going to start by opening up this lid here. You can see him just down in there, hopefully. So he is right there. And again, we're using paintbrush method. I have a hide and cork bark in here as well as a water dish. But we're going to try and get him out of here and into his new enclosure. Come on, boy. Can you get out of here? Okay, just going to get my cork bark here. There you go. That's the way to do it. Come on, you can do it. No, you should go that way. Yep, just that way. You can tell based on the enclosure he was in, he's not super comfortable right now. He's not like doing anything I would expect out of someone like this. But hopefully once he gets into this new enclosure, he'll get back to himself, and we'll be able to help him out a little bit further. Come on, let me get out of here. Okay, that's not working too well. We're going to grab a molt here. Assume we can. There we go. There's a molt. And let's put off the side. Clear out some nice webbing. There we go. That's the I was looking for. Just need to come out. Promise we'll be okay. Nice score for you right there. Right there. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Just like that. Oh, there you go. Let's get a close-up of him with the cell phone camera. And there he is. That is definitely a Heartbacteria pulchripes. You can see as we get a little bit closer here. And yeah, poor little guy. We'll get him all fixed up here for this new enclosure. He's got access to fresh water. Nice little burrow started for him. And I think this enclosure will do much, much better for him. So there he is. And we're done. So those are the two new additions. Again, I'm guessing on both of them, but I'm fairly certain I'm right. So Heartbacteria pulchripes and of course the Hapalopus species Columbia large. We'll find out tomorrow what the guy says they are, but yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see tomorrow to see what else I pick up. And obviously for you guys, the next video will be out on Wednesday. So if you want to see what else I picked up from Got Reptiles, make sure to tune in next Wednesday for the next video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next one.